In this video, we're going to spend some time reviewing the expectations associated with facilitating a competency-based course at Kirkwood. The expectations that we discuss are somewhat broad, but that is on purpose. As competency-based programs and courses begin to take off, we will work on refining the expectations. In particular, your initial experiences as course facilitators will help us to determine what types of things should remain general and what types of things should become more formalized policies. With that in mind, let's dive into the expectations. First and foremost, you are the content expert. Your expertise is one of the reasons that you were asked to facilitate the course. Your role is to support students with regard to content-related questions and issues that come up. In addition, your job as the content expert is to determine whether or not a student has met proficiency and to ultimately assign a final letter grade for the course. Your knowledge and experience make you the most qualified to support students in their learning and to guide students towards the knowledge that they need to be successful outside of the classroom. Your role as an instructor is somewhat different in a competency-based course as compared to a traditional course. To use the cliche terms, your role shifts from being a sage on the stage to being a guide on the side. As the course facilitator and as a content expert, your job will entail providing individualized instruction and support for each student. In a competency-based course, one of the responsibilities of the facilitator is to get to know each student and meet each student where he or she is at. As a course facilitator, you are considered an expert in the course itself. In other words, you are expected to know the ins and outs of how your course is designed. With that in mind, your job is to educate students about the expectations associated with being successful in the course. This means that you will need to help students understand how to navigate the course, how to find the course materials and resources they need, how to access assessments, and so on. As the course facilitator, be sure that you are familiar with how the content is laid out, how the gradebook and talent is set up, how rubrics are structured for providing feedback, and so on. One of the things that you will spend a majority of your time working on is evaluating assessments and providing feedback. It is through the assessments that students demonstrate their learning and show proficiency. Therefore, it is important that evaluations are thorough and timely. You will be expected to craft high-quality feedback in order to communicate to students about their progress. High-quality feedback is essential so that students know what they are doing well and what they need to continue working on. Much of your time will likely be spent developing feedback and delivering that feedback to students through various channels. Since students are working through their course in a self-paced manner, students will likely be in different places in the curriculum at any given time. Therefore, you will likely work with students in one-on-one situations to help them with questions and content-related issues that arise. As needed, you will be expected to provide individualized instruction. Depending on the situation, you may or may not have been involved in the development of the course you are facilitating. One of the expectations that we have, particularly if you are teaching a course that you did not develop, is that you teach the course as it has been developed. We ask that you do not make changes to the content of the course or the assessments. The reason for this is that the content and the assessments have been carefully developed and aligned to ensure that the competencies are being met. If things are significantly changed, then there is a chance that the alignment is altered. We will develop a process for revising and updating courses over time, but we ask that you facilitate the course in its current state. With that being said, you may find that you have some ideas for things that could potentially be changed or revised in your course. One suggestion that is recommended is that you keep some type of log or journal of suggestions that you have for improving the course. When it comes time to revise the course, your input will be greatly appreciated to help ensure that the best content and most accurate information is built into the course. An important thing to note, though, is that if you do find errors that are in the course that need to be corrected, know that those revisions should be made. Errors, things like broken links or typos and so on, that impede student progress in the course should be addressed. These emergency changes should be reported and updated as soon as possible. Communication is a big part of successfully facilitating a competency-based course. Communication with students is critical, but communication with support staff is also essential. You will be expected to routinely communicate with students and with support staff while facilitating your course. One person that you will need to communicate with on a regular basis is the academic coach. While you are a content and course expert, the academic coach is a program expert. The academic coach helps students navigate the program from beginning to end and is there to help students with non-content questions, concerns, or issues that come up. The academic coach provides students with support when it comes to navigating school within the context of the rest of their lives. One of the expectations for course facilitators is to routinely communicate with the academic coach and to figure out how to work with the academic coach to provide students with the best possible learning experience. As things associated with CBE and Flex Forward continue to evolve, we will work to more clearly define the parameters around the facilitator-academic coach relationship. Your input in developing those parameters will be greatly appreciated. When it comes to communicating with students, it will be important to provide multiple channels for connecting with them. You'll be expected to routinely communicate with students, and this can be done in many ways. Email, phone, and text are excellent ways to talk with students. Individual Zoom conferences and virtual meetings during office hours also work great. You might also consider posting announcements in your course and using the medium to share general information with students. Another important communication channel is through feedback on assessments. Written feedback provides students with detailed, direct information about their progress on assessments. One topic that we need to touch on related to student communication is the idea of regular and substantive interactions. Without getting too much into the legal weeds, it is important, particularly in online learning settings, that you routinely communicate with students about the course content. The word regular refers to the fact that communication should be routine and should occur fairly often. The word substantive refers to the fact that communication should typically focus on information related to the course. The key to ensuring that your communication with students is regular and substantive is to be proactive in your approach to reaching out to students. Look for opportunities to initiate conversations with students. Use the available tools to deliver robust feedback to the students. Keep your lines of communication open and encourage students to reach out as often as needed. If you have any questions or want to dive a little deeper into the regular and substantive conversation, please reach out to the curriculum development team and/or your administrators. Communication in a self-paced, competency-based course is essential. Providing students with timely feedback on assessments is important. Replying to students' questions as quickly as possible is definitely important as well. It can be a challenge, though, to sometimes feel like you need to be online 24/7. Again, this is not the expectation. It is important to strike a balance with regard to how much time you spend online and when you make yourself available to students. It is okay and important to have a routine and to stick to it. The key lies in letting students know what your routine is so they can adjust accordingly. We don't want you to burn out, so look for ways to meet the students' needs while also meeting your own needs both in and out of class. Hopefully the expectations that have been laid out in the video make sense and are clear. Again, the expectations are somewhat broad, but they provide some parameters around how you should approach facilitating a competency-based course. If you have any questions or if situations arise while you are facilitating your course, be sure to reach out for help and support. You have many people in your corner ready to assist. Good luck as you prepare to facilitate your course.